Fragile Gaza ceasefire jolted by weekend violence as U.S. envoys push next steps. Headline: Fragile Gaza ceasefire jolted by weekend violence as U.S. envoys push next steps. Diplomatic efforts intensified today to stabilize a fragile Gaza ceasefire after a burst of violence over the weekend. Israeli tank fire killed 3 people near the ceasefire line in Gaza City, while Israeli strikes that followed a Hamas attack on soldiers left at least 28 Palestinians dead. Israel says the soldiers were operating inside the agreed deployment line in Rafah when they were attacked and accuses Hamas of violating the truce. Hamas denies this and says Israeli actions have repeatedly breached the deal, complicating aid deliveries and civilian movement. Despite the flare-up, both sides publicly reaffirmed that the ceasefire remains in effect. Confusion on the ground persists, with poorly marked boundaries creating risk for civilians trying to return to their neighborhoods and for aid convoys navigating restricted zones. U.S. envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are in Israel pressing the next phase of President Trump's plan. Vice President J.D. Vance is expected to visit to sustain momentum behind the mediation track. Washington is urging steps that reduce frontline friction while keeping humanitarian access open. Talks in Cairo this week will revisit a central sticking point. Mediators are exploring a technocratic body to administer Gaza without Hamas participation, a condition Israel wants and Hamas rejects. Progress also hinges on clarifying ceasefire maps and the process for recovering the remains of hostages, issues that have stalled movement since the weekend.